Hi everyone, I'm Tracy DeMario, your Sensi Family Superstar Director, and today I'm going to share some information regarding your launch party. Commonly asked is, well, I don't know what to say, I'm not quite sure what to do, so this is going to be a pretty quick overview. However, I want to give you some information that hopefully you will find helpful. There's lots of trainings available to you to watch to get product information, and our workstation is certainly full of it. But I just want to give you a quick run through of basically how you can do your presentation. First of all, it's really important that you host coach your own launch party. So again, when you're on your workstation, on the Home tab on the right, there is an area that says New Consultants. Click here. Be sure that you've done that and you've gone through the launch party tips that are printed out and are listed there for you to print out. Also, if you go to the Training Center, you can search Host Coaching. And yes, host coaching can be for yourself. So if you're new to party plan business, you haven't done anything like this before, take some time and just kind of study up and read up so that you'll have a little bit more comfort and to ensure that your launch is a success. One of the first things that I always make sure and have my consultants do is to text everyone 24 hours before, or call is ideal, but at least text worst case, 24 hours before their launch party, and remind them to be on time for the on-time drawing. By doing that, it just helps get people excited and to know that it's really important and we are going to start on time. And for the drawing, you can give away something as simple as, it can be a $5 gift certificate. You can say it can be a $5 Starbucks card. It can be a cent circle. It doesn't have to be anything fabulous, expensive, and it doesn't even have to be Sensi related as far as that's concerned. So just whatever you might have and you want to do for your on-time drawing, that will work just fine. But just to give you some quick information as to how I share the product. First of all, I talk about our warmers. I explain that all of our warmers are electric. You simply plug them in, you get all the benefits of a candle without a flame. All of our warmers have a lifetime electrical warranty. So if they own one of our warmers and 2 years later it quits working, they simply contact myself or the consultant, obviously, and that will be exchanged through corporate office. Another thing I like to be sure to share about our warmers is that they have met the highest safety standards in the U.S. and Canada, so they are very safe. The wax will get slightly warmer than body temperature, so if children or pets were to touch it, it's not going to burn them. Something else that I like to mention as well is I like to be sure to educate people on our warmers. So I will say the larger warmers that you see here on display, I recommend those for your larger spaces. They're going to give you the best scent throw. If you have a very open floor plan or very high ceilings, you'll probably want to start with 3 cubes of wax. Otherwise, typically, 2 cubes of wax will work just fine. When I'm discussing the element warmers, I will say something like this. How many of you do not like any light at night in your room? Okay, then guess what? I don't either. The element warmers are perfect for that reason. They're simply, and I remove the dish and I show them this is simply going to get warm. You're going to place your wax in the dish. It's going to release the fragrance like our other warmers. However, there is no light. So if you have areas of your home like your bedroom, TV room, an office space, wherever, and you don't want the light, but you still want the benefit of the fragrance all of the time, these warmers are perfect for that occasion. Again, you can use 2 to 3 cubes of wax in them as well. Something else, as I like to mention about our night lights. When I'm sharing the night lights, I make sure and make a point of saying these are fabulous in all of your bathrooms. If you have bathrooms in your house, every one of them must have a Sensi night light. You're going to use the night lights. You can leave them on all the time, just like our other warmers. The base has the same lifetime electrical warranty, so at any point if it quits working, you simply call us and we'll exchange it for you. We recommend 1 cube of wax in our night lights. That's going to put off a nice fragrance for that smaller space. They also work really well in kitchen backsplashes. Depending on the size of your kitchen, it may be the perfect solution for you of having a nightlight in your kitchen as well. So these are excellent. Then we're going to come to our diffusers. I know you've been eyeing this beautiful diffuser, and ideally, if you don't have a diffuser yet, remember when you put in a party, you can use 2 half-price items to get a diffuser at half price. And I would strongly encourage you, when you have the ability to do so, have a diffuser on hand. When people see the quality and how beautiful they are and how large they are, the price tag does not seem nearly as scary. For people who have shopped diffusers or currently use essential oils, if they've done their homework, they too will understand that our diffusers are one of a kind and that the technology that we have is the best on the market. And so do not be afraid. You need to be sharing these diffusers, and you really need to own one just as soon as you possibly can so people can see the difference between ours and the other stuff out there. Because again, when you see them, they're just phenomenal. I simply do a demonstration. I lift the shade up. I show them where you would pour the water to the fill line. You would simply place 4 to 5 drops of essential oil. You could use both ours, or if you already are loyal to another brand, that's fine as well. Any oils are fine. We do have a limited lifetime warranty on our diffusers. You can use regular tap water or distilled water, which is a nice plus. And probably my favorite feature not only is the color changing effect, that you have that option, or you can click it into one color if you'd like. But most importantly is the fact that you can set it for 4 hours, 8 hours, or intermittent. So my husband likes to put it on every evening with lavender oil. He sets it on for 8 hours. It automatically shuts itself off by morning, and it's fabulous. So that's just a brief demo on our diffusers. Then we're going to talk about our Sensi Wax. I will hold up a Sensi bar, and I will explain something like this. Sensi Wax is a food-grade paraffin wax. It's the same type of wax that you're going to find on the outside of your apples at a grocery store. Because it is a soft wax, when we load it with fragrance oil, it's going to hold more fragrance oil than a typical candle or soy product. It's really important to explain the difference, because oftentimes people just assume the things they see elsewhere is Sensi, and it is definitely not Sensi, and that's the difference between our wax and the other stuff that's out there. It's all about the quality of the wax and the fact of how soft our wax is. So that's really important piece for you to point out. I explain how easy it is to change our wax. Personally, I prefer either dropping 2 or 3 cotton balls in the top dish of the nightlight or your warmer. Let it absorb and then throw it away and put in 2 or 3 cubes or 1, depending on the size of the warmer, of wax. That's the simplest way. You can also use a paper towel and water it up, set it down in the dish or the nightlight when it's liquid. Let it absorb, throw it away, and place new. So don't assume everybody knows how to change the wax, because I have heard all kinds of stories of people making huge messes trying to change their wax. Another thing that I hear I get asked commonly is, well, how long does it last? And I do not quote specific hours or times, because there's many variances that affect fragrance throw. Room temperature, the weather outside, the humidity, if there's drafts, if there's fans, there's lots of different things, the fragrance notes that are actually in the particular wax, or the, sun-kissed citrus versus clove and cinnamon, for example. They're not going to give you the same amount of fragrance throw for the same amount of duration. It's just a fact. So what I say when someone asks me that is I let them know that I use my wax. I keep it on 24/7, and typically every 3rd or 4th day I need to change my wax because I no longer smell it. In a nightlight, I can often go as many as 5 days. But again, I don't make any promises, because all of that can be affected based on the circumstances in which the wax is in. So that's just some brief little tips on that as well. Then I'm going to quickly go to the on-the-go products. When I get to the on-the-go products, the first thing I love to share is our room sprays. I let them know there's approximately 600 sprays in the room sprays. They make fabulous gifts. They're great to throw in your toiletry bag if you travel. They're just wonderful. They're best kept secret in my opinion, so I highly recommend them. I also want to tell them about the travel tins. That happens to be my husband's favorite item. He loves the weathered leather, and so he's going to place that in his truck. Depending on how much you slide the tray open determines how much fragrance comes out. And those are going to last 45 to 60 days approximately. So again, we don't make any promises, because there are variances that can affect that. Our scent circles will last approximately 30 days. Those are meant to be hung. They do have essential oil in them, so it is important that they are hung, and they come in all 80 fragrances. We also have our new car bars. Car bars have been really popular and are doing very well. And again, those will last anywhere from 30 to 45 days approximately. And then I like to talk about our Sensi Buddies. And I usually have a Sensi Buddy there, and I let them know these are while supplies last. And while I'm at the party, I will show them, for anyone that's interested in the buddies, if they have possible birthdays, baby gifts, anything they might need that for. I will show them how what buddies are available. And for those of you new and you don't know, if you go to your actual website and you go down, you can actually search buddies. Or if you go on your workstation and you go to like you're entering an order and type in buddies. Now, I personally like to go to my website and go down and actually click and search buddies. That way I can pull up the images, take a screenshot on my phone, or even better if you have time before the party to print it out off your computer. Just make sure you let it know they are while supplies last. So depending on when your host is closing that order, that could determine when, if they're available or not. The buddy clips are so popular. Kids love them. My daughter's 22 and she has one and absolutely loves it. They're pre-filled with scent everywhere you take them. They are going to smell good. And I did forget one important thing, the scent packs. That always goes after the buddy. I'm not using any notes, so there you go. Just shows, again, you don't have to be perfect to pull this off. The scent packs was originally intended to go in our Sensi Buddies. However, they could go anywhere you want fragrance. So if you want them in your closet, in your car, anywhere you want fragrance. Gym bags, lockers, they work great. So be sure you have your scent packs and that you share the scent packs. They're great for gift giving as well, and they work fabulous in our Sensi Buddies. But again, back to buddy clips. Be sure that you put those, give those for kids gifts. Adults love them too. They're pre-scented. They last approximately 3 to 4 months. And then one of the last things I like to share is our stands. Our warmers do not get hot on the bottom, but they will be warm. So depending on if it's a wood finish, a fine finish, like maybe gold leaf, silver leaf, it is possible it could leave a mark. So I always recommend that they be elevated on a stand or on a doily or some piece of fabric just to prevent any possible damage. And then the last two things you always want to point out before you release them to smelling the different fragrances is the fragrance grid. On pages 62 and 63 of the current catalog are the fragrance grids. I like to point out to them that if some of you are thinking about how you would love travel tins or you'd like some scent packs, be sure you refer to the fragrance grids because not all the products come in every fragrance, and this will give you the indications as to what do, okay? Then I like to point out the combine and save pages. I'm going to say now, who wants to save money? I like to save money too. Therefore, it's really important that you refer to the combine and save packages so we can save you some money. And good news for you, you don't have to remember all this or know all this. I will help you when it comes time to processing your order. I will sit down with you and help you fill out your order form, and I will make sure that we check this so you save money. In most cases, most of our on-the-go products and our Sensi bars come buy 5, get the 6th one free. So take advantage of that. That's one of our most popular specials as well. And then lastly, I'm just sharing this with you. We obviously have Sensi Clean. We have Sensi Laundry, which is my favorite, Sensi Skin, and Sensi Groom. Those are obviously things you want to be sharing with your customer base and at your launch party. But if you're feeling really nervous and really overwhelmed, start out with, just the basic stuff, the warmers, the wax, the diffusers, the oils, on-the-go products, and then try to get a little bit more knowledgeable about the additional products. You're not going to know all of this. You're not going to get it right. You're not going to be perfect. None of us are. None of us do. Trust me, it happens to all of us. But I would do is get yourself the catalog. It's going to be your master catalog. As you're watching this video, make sure maybe you watch it 2 or 3 times. Make yourself some notes along the way with some little things you want to remember. Another important tip to point out as well is remember that the licensed product, like these here, Mossy Oak, the Campus products, and our Cause Warmer, cannot be utilized in host rewards or combine and saves. So that's an important tip and a common one that new consultants, that they miss. And there is some fine notes at the very bottom that tell you that, but it's an easy thing to miss when you're trying. So I know this was fast and furious. I know it's a lot of information. You don't have to know it all today or tomorrow. Make yourself some notes. Take your master copy everywhere you go and just study when you have time, while you're waiting for your doctor's appointment, when you're on your work break, when you're in your car rider line, whenever you have some moments time. Just study. You'll get this, I promise. We all started with the same kit that you've got. We all started with the same level of knowledge that you have. So trust me, it can be done. You're going to be great. And just have fun and smile a lot.